Hello and welcome into this August energy astrology update where I am coming in to help you understand what you may be experiencing at this time. The very intense energies, the astrology, and how to really navigate it, how to work with these energies rather than being tumbled around like you're in a washing machine. You're surfing with them instead. So in this video, we're going to talk about what is going on with August and the lunation cycle that started the end of July with our Leo new moon, which has set the tone for us for this next 30 days until the end of August, which is so much to do with authenticity, with claiming our authenticity, being in that unique light that we are, our voice, our creative expression, and how you can really bring that forward, ground it into our world, and why that is so deeply needed at this time. So that is a little bit of what we are going to cover in this video here. And if you're new to this channel, my name's Chrissy Whistler. I am an evolutionary astrologer, so we're really looking at the study and the cycles of nature itself and these bigger, longer term, again, cycles that we're moving through. So we go very deep with this information, with this energy. I am also an intuitive. I'm an energy practitioner, and I'll be bringing that into this video as well. If you would like support during this very turbulent, transformative time, please go to my website, chrissywhistler.com, where you'll find all of my offerings. You can have a short mini birth chart reading with me, especially if you don't have a lot of funds right now, or you can have a much bigger 90-minute in-depth astrology reading. I also offer the intuitive readings as well. So if astrology isn't your thing and you want to understand more at that more intuitive psychic level, messages from spirit, messages from your soul, that's there for you as well. So as well, if you find this video helpful, do please give it a thumbs up. Share this with your friends. It really does help me so much to break through this YouTube algorithm to connect with more people like you. And I really appreciate any help or any support that you can give right now, even with something as simple as liking this video. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this moment in time. So what I'm finding very interesting to speak to these energies is there is, on one hand, you may be experiencing a real energy shift where the previous lunation cycle, really starting at that summer solstice or winter solstice if you're in the southern hemisphere, real heaviness, real emotional heaviness, not feeling safe, not feeling secure. That was really this gong of energy that we've been in. And now with the moon beginning that Leo cycle, end of July, there has been a shift from the heaviness into this questioning and this remembering of our authentic selves. Who is that for you? What is your authentic voice, your creative expression, this brilliant light that you are that is wanting to shine out, to radiate as the sun does. And have you been allowed to be that radiant sun that you are? To claim that authenticity of your voice, your expression, your uniqueness, and this celebration of you? Or have you been in this cycle where that has not been allowed? Whether your family of origin or your culture or your society, who you uniquely are, has needed to be suppressed and repressed in order to survive. So it can feel like there's this both and. And it's really curious, as I've been speaking, I don't know if you can tell, my voice has been getting really scratchy. So there's been this need to really clear this energy around the voice. We also see this as well with Mercury in Leo, and Mercury stationed retrograde. So we're still in that retrograde cycle, and Mercury has so much to do with the voice, our communication, and communicating in a way that is authentic. And have we been doing that? Or has there been this suppression of your voice, of that authentic self-expression that is you? So as I said, a shift of energy. You might be feeling this opening, where before there was only heaviness and density, and now there's been a stirring of excitement, of this remembering of who you truly are. And at the same time, you may not be there yet, because there is this melting down and dissolving that we are all going through. This is specifically in the Saturn-Neptune cycle that I've been speaking of, and that cycle is going to continue until February of 2026. So as I said, it's like we're working with this 30-day window. We're working with the energies of August, but August is not isolated. August is in this bigger divine dance and flow that's taking place within ourselves, and then also pulling it upwards to that macrocosm world scale level. We are in this tremendous in-between. That is what 2025 is. We are being led to the very door, as my astrology teacher, Timothy Halloran, really called this, is we're going to the front door of the rocket ship. But that rocket ship is not going to take off until 2026. Really early spring 2026 is when we're going to feel it. So we're in this space of in-between. And there is an invitation to surrender to it, to this what is now. What is happening now? What is present moment? Surrendering to this not knowing, to being in this in-between, where you no longer were who you once were, but you have not yet become who you are becoming, or who you are actually remembering. So we're in this space, right here, right in the middle. And that space is asking us to see all the old stories that are needing to dissolve, that are melting down, these constructs, these beliefs, these patterns some of that are very, very deep, very unconscious. There is a need to see them, so that's why you actually might be in this very deep cycle, this spiral of healing right now, where you thought that this old pattern, that you were done with it, and yet your life experiences, your soul is bringing to you what is not yet complete, and so you're going deeper and deeper into that spiral. This necessary need to see these old cloaks, these masks that are not ours, to see them, to let them go, because this is actually that process of remembering who we truly are, who our authentic selves are, our uniqueness, our voice. Authenticity is the name of the game right now. And sometimes, or maybe a lot more than you're giving credit for, is there's a need to unplug from the noise of the world, from the drama, the noise of family members who are saying that you must be this particular way because this is the way our family has always seen you. This is the role that you were born to do and to be. There is a necessary separation from those voices, from those stories, in order to truly find, again, and remember who you authentically are. So it's this, there is an energy shift, and there is a deep healing and melting down that is happening. And you may not be feeling that radiance and that excitement that Leo and the sun is bringing, because you're really in the depths of that melting down. So I hope that this is giving you some clarity and some validation for any experiences like this that you are having. It is not an easy moment, especially for those of us who are saying yes to being a pioneer, to being one of the builders for this new future, this new earth and world. It's not here yet. And we're really having to be in this space of real faith sometimes, and surrender. That's the North Node moving through Pisces. There are things that are happening that are far greater than ourselves. Source, God, natural disasters, for example. We have no control over these things. And there is this invitation to surrender to what is, to have faith in what you are feeling at that deeper soul level, and that calling, that spark that is for you and you alone. And holding that, even when you can't see the direction you may be going in or what that new world is going to be, because again, 2026 is when we're going to see that rocket ship of the future taking off. Right now, we're in this tremendous melting down and surrendering of any constructs, beliefs, and patterns that are holding us to this old world. I'm really being asked to remind all of us about family, because that is one of the themes that I'm seeing in my life and I'm seeing in the lives of people around me who are coming and sharing their experiences. And what I mean by family is that family crest energy. That top-down authority structure. Clearing that energy. Ancestry. This is Capricorn Saturn energy that I'm speaking to right here. There has been this story, and I say story with like a capital S, this story that we need to sacrifice ourselves, our needs, our authenticity, this spark of life of who we truly are. We have to sacrifice that for the greater family needs. Family crest, ancestry. You are born into this family, and the family around you says, nope, this is who you are. This is the role that you were born to do. You were born into this family, and when I am older, you will come and take care of me, because that is your role and your duty as my child. As if the child is not their own sovereign individual with their own life path, their own life spark. It's this, you must sacrifice who you are, your inner needs, your emotional needs, your spark, your life, your direction. Sacrifice all that for the family, to fit the mold of the family. I'm very much speaking of several different astrology energies with this. This is part of the Saturn, Neptune, and Aries. We are being pushed to individuate right now. There is a dissolving again of anything that is not truly ours, a breaking through of the illusion, the delusion. This is especially true when these planets are retrograde, which they are. The fog machine is turning off, and we are able to see these truths for what they really are, and not what family and society and culture has said. This is what you need to do. It is your responsibility to care for your parents, to always be there for them. When nobody is actually asking the question, you are actually the child. What did the parent do to you, the child that has made you want to separate from them? Was that parent actually a safe parent for you? Did they give you all that they needed? And I'm saying this too without judgment, but actually asking the question and looking for the facts and the truth of your life and your situation. Because if that parent in that situation was abusive, why in the world do you need to think it's your responsibility to then care for that parent when it's actually harming you? So there's a lot of this that's coming through, and I've even seen that reflected in me. These questions that I've been asked, and I'm just like, wait, why would I do that? That person is not a safe person for me to be around. Fuck the responsibilities. No, I matter. My needs matter. My emotions, my inner child matters too. This is also part of what Jupiter in Cancer is really magnifying for us. These deeper emotional needs, which our society and culture, our ancestry, our upbringing, this patriarchy world has not provided for in thousands of years. Jupiter moving through Cancer is going to be hitting the planetary north nodes of Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter itself. we are learning, this is the evolutionary direction of moving into this Cancer energy, of actually caring for our emotions and finding a balance between us and these responsibilities, these expectations and obligations, because some of them are really unnatural and they're not okay and they need to be seen. It needs to be broken down. I'm also speaking to Pluto, who's still in the early degrees of Aquarius, which means it's still very close to Capricorn. These are all the truths of the distorted Capricorn energy that we need to see. So Pluto is doing what it does and comes in like this wrecking ball, this reactionary chamber to force the change, to shine a light into these dark spaces. So it's very much this dichotomy of this energy where there is this opening of Leo, feeling this excitement, feeling this reconnection and this remembering back to who we truly are, our authenticity, our voice, and at the same time, what has been holding you back and repressing that voice. These unconscious beliefs and these patterns that may not even fully be yours. There's a resonance because it wouldn't be happening if there was no resonance, but it's like we're talking culture, society, thousands of years, we're talking ancestry molded into these patterns and the beliefs. So as you clear them and heal them and reintegrating them, it's not just about you in this one moment in time. This is going far beyond and far deeper, which is also why it can be really tricky to see, because it is so sticky, because it is so old. So if you're having those family challenges right now, I hope this gives you some understanding and validation of why and what you need to do within yourself to see that energy, to meet it, and then to go in that direction that your soul is asking you to go into, calling you to. Okay. So just speaking as well to the energies that really started on July 26th when we had the opening of the Lionsgate portal. Now, I know not everyone is into these things, which is totally fine, but just know that this actually has been a very tremendously powerful, energetic time. We also had the shift of the year energy in the galactic Mayan calendar. We have left the blue rhythmic storm, which is clearing out these old stuck energies. The storm whips them up, clears things out of the way, so then a new seed for the future can be planted. That's the energy that just started. Yellow resonant seed. So what is it that you are really wanting to plant, to cultivate, that holds this resonance, this vibration, this frequency with you? Focus in on that right now. Even as there's that also, as I said, that dual shedding and letting go of these old masks, these old cloaks, so you can even know what the heck that seed really is, that you are here to plant, and maybe many seeds that you're here to plant. Oh, your dreams may be incredibly profound and intense right now. I know that mine have been unusually so, and I'm even able to remember those powerful ones even in the morning. So dream time isn't simply just going to sleep and dreaming. It can be very, very big. On July 29th, we had very powerful plasma energies that were coming in from the sun, as well as from our whole solar system. Now, these weren't measured by our scientific instruments. So we're really moving into this point where the things that we can feel as energy sensitive individuals with highly developed antennas for this stuff is not yet able to be measured by science. So just know that if you're going and you're looking, oh, is there a massive solar flare? And then there wasn't, there's more that's happening than science understands at this point. So there was several energy sensitive people that I trust and follow, Amanda Lawrence being one of them, and then close friends of my own as well, and then myself feeling these energies. So I really like it when I'm having this triangulation, like a cosmic newsroom. So it's not just coming from me. July 29th, we had this big energy wave that came through that many people felt. And curiously, I had been scheduled to go to the beach that day. I really, really didn't want to go. I was still tired from our trip coming back from Great Basin and camping, and coming back into the city is not easy for me to do. I didn't want to go, but I just knew that we had to go. So I had to literally drag my kids, drag Eric out of the house. And I found myself standing there. And I did another video where I went more into this, but I was standing in the ocean and just kind of witnessing and being there. And I was grounding the energy, but it felt like I was grounding the energy as it came in, but I was also grounding the energy that was coming through. And then several hours later, we had the 8.8 earthquake off the coast of Russia, which sent off that tsunami warning over several continents. That warning came all the way down to Southern California. So I had been called to the ocean to hold the space. Me, my children, and then there was another little family that was there too. So big energies, and that sent a shockwave, this massive energy ripple. And then from that moment, Wednesday, Thursday, it's just as soon as I would hit the afternoon, I was completely flatlined. And I don't take naps during the day because I'm a mom, I'm busy. But my goodness, by late afternoon, I was done. There was nothing I could do except just sit and maybe watch some Netflix. I did a lot of Netflix watching these evenings. I couldn't even read a book because it was just that intense, and I couldn't even focus. So if that has been your experience this week, really as well, since that July 26th portal, Lionsgate, opened, just know that you're not alone. I know not many people are going to speak to that, so I hope that gives you some solace and comfort. It certainly comforted me when I started hearing from all these people that they were having a similar experience. I'm okay, no, it's not that I'm just being lazy or I'm not strong enough and tough enough to wave out these energies. No, this is a real thing, and if you are sensitive, or your children are sensitive, you are going to be feeling it. So do whatever you need to do to help ground your energy, calm your nervous system, and just breathe through it as best as you can. Well, one of the really big themes with this lunation cycle with Leo, and it's going to be pronounced as well at this full moon that we have coming up on August 9th. So just a few days of when you're going to see this video. Clearing that. It's one thing to be our authentic selves. And yet there's also the group. There is the hive mind. And as I spoke with the family, they want you to be a certain way. It's this mentality of cookie cutter. You need to be a cog in the machine. You cannot be unique. You cannot be different. You need to fit the mold. You need to fit the group think, the hive mind. That is the distorted lower octave energy of Aquarius. And we're very much seeing that playing out in the world right now. And you're probably seeing it in some manner in your lives where people don't want you to individuate. They don't want you to be that unique self of who you are. So really just be aware of that dynamic at play and any resistance that you may have to being your authentic self. Oh my gosh, if I go and do this thing, then I'm going to be isolated and alone, separated from the group. And you can have very deep soul wounds around that. So really just take that time to acknowledge and see what's coming up for you with that. Those little trigger moments, those gut reactions or whatever they are, fears, constricted throats. Take the time to actually ask those parts in your body questions and ask, be curious, be compassionate. Why are you feeling this way? Because there's going to be gold there for you if you're willing to open that door and to explore it. So this new moon that we had was opposite to Pluto in Aquarius. And that's where we're going to really see that dynamic coming through of you can't be this unique self because you'll be separated from the group. That can be some of this dynamic coming through. Isolation, power struggles, even when you try to do this. Try to do you. We also had the asteroid Lucifer, the morning star, was conjunct this new moon as well. So when I say it's not necessarily an easy new moon, I really do mean it was not an easy new moon cycle where there is this both and experience, where we are brilliantly shining our light. I am a child of God. This is who I am, that brilliant radiance. And also having to remember that there are other people on this planet with us, and each of them are the sun of their own solar system. So we need to have both, this remembering of this is who I am, and there are other players on this stage right now. It's a very highlighted energy. Just to bring through, I was speaking about that dissolving, melting down experience. This new moon was in a trine to that Saturn-Neptune at 1 degrees Aries. So we're getting hit with that dissolving. It's again letting these parts of ourselves go, those old stories, to truly remember who we authentically are. And there is this opportunity to really be reborn. Square to Hemia. This volcano explosion, volcanoes come in, they take everything out, and then there is that regeneration, that rebirth that will come after. This can also be a very challenging month with Chiron stationing retrograde. At 27 degrees of Aries, conjunct Eris. So Chiron in Aries is this I am. This is who I am. This is my uniqueness. Open roads, the freedom to follow our instincts and our desires. This is where I want to go, and how we have not been allowed to do that, where we have been wounded. So there's an opportunity to really go into those wounds, because Chiron isn't just the wounded healer. Where we are wounded is where the light comes through. This is where we are each unique masters and gifted healers of the very thing that wounded us. So what is that for you? And be aware that if you're going through a Chiron experience, which can feel like getting food poisoning, or having surgery with no anesthesia. Those are some of the metaphors I like to associate with Chiron experiences. This is why it's super heightened right now. So do your best to go into that, to see what is it that you are actually here to be a gifted teacher and healer of. That you actually hold the medicine of the very thing that you did not have. You are a holder of that. You are a wisdom keeper of that. Okay. Truth, disclosure, news, information is going to be very highlighted this month. Especially as we come into this full moon in Aquarius, ruled by Uranus in Gemini, conjunct Sedna. Like, this is we're going into the depths with this. What is the truth that we need to see? Uranus, when it comes in with that sharp sword of truth, that clarity, cuts through the bullshit of consensus society and helps us to see what is not working. What truth has been hidden from us, especially news, especially illusions. And there's an opportunity for deep transformation to happen if we are willing to let go of whatever boat, whatever construct, belief, pattern that we are holding on to. Uranus is helping us to see what those are so we can let go. And as we do, we are being transformed, which is leading us back into that truth of our soul's spiritual path of destiny, this authenticity of who we are. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else I'd like to add. I feel I do my best, but we are all having these unique experiences, and there is truly a lot happening in our world right now. And August feels like it's going to be one of deep transformation for those of us who are willing to see. And many in our world and the population are terrified of what's happening. And they've got these blinders on because that's the only way that they can cope with what is happening. Our consensus society, our governments, our institutions are crumbling. And their consciousness cannot handle that. So it's like they can only do the things that are in front of them. I need to go out to the grocery store. I need to go to the mailbox. And, like soon as I got to take my kids to school. And did you do your homework? Like very precise things. They can't see all of what I'm speaking to here. So know that that is happening, and that is them coping as best as they can with what is happening. The invitation that I'm feeling so strongly is, and it's not going to be an easy one, we are in this in-between where things in our world are crumbling and dissolving, and they will continue to do so. The old world that we came from is no more, and yet the old world that is becoming is not here yet. We are in the in-between, and we are needing to trust and to have faith and surrender into all that is happening. This in-between is incredibly uncomfortable and scary for human beings. And believe me, I have my moments in that too. And yet, now this is the invitation. we're in that void space that is filled with potential, where anything can happen. This creatrix energy, the womb, this in-between is the womb space. So instead of only feeling fear and worry for the future that's not yet here yet, because we're human, again, I get it, can you also open up and use that creation energy, that creativity, that spark? Can you find excitement in even that space of not knowing? And, I know this is the tricky part, can you actually love that space? Maybe not love all of it. Not saying that you have to be happy and accept the terrible things that are happening in the world. Or not accept, but be in agreement with what's happening. I'm not saying that. I'm saying about taking that energy, that unknown, and finding some way to have gratitude. Somehow find something to love, even in that moment of not knowing. Maybe love's not going to be on your radar. That one might be too tricky based on your life circumstance, and totally no judgment. Some of us are not going to be able to get there, and sometimes we can't get there for all the things. That's okay too. That's, again, we're talking about alchemy here. That's what I'm really speaking about, alchemy. Can you take that energy of this void space, of this in-between, and create something amazing with it? This true, authentic self of who you are. What is that? Who is that person that's inside of you? And what does she or he or they want to do? What do they want to create? And lean into that creation energy, that spark that is you, even as you are remembering who you truly are. I do hope that this was helpful and that it was supportive for you. If it was, I would really appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up, if you subscribe to the channel and get notified. YouTube is making it hard to actually connect with people, so any help that you can give me, I greatly appreciate. And if you are needing that support, please do reach out. I hope you all have an amazing month, even with the roller coasters, even with the extreme intense energies. I hope you find something to love, even in this moment. Maybe it's just the fact that you're breathing and loving that breath. Whatever it is for you, I hope that you find it. And I hope that you really start to take those steps to creating whatever it is that you are here to create. Whatever it is that you are here to bring forward into this world that is becoming. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.